Good day, everybody. It's TJ Jones, Conrad, and Jelani, and this is Inside Men. Today, we got a special episode for you. We're talking about pardon. Now, what is pardon? Pardon is to use the executive power of a governor or president to forgive a person charged with a crime or convicted of a crime, thus preventing any prosecution or removing any remaining penalties or punishments. Now, we're talking about this because Donald Trump, in his last day of office, he pardoned few people. 237 in total while he was in office. He had 143 pardons in 2017, 6 in 2018, 8 in 2019, 12 in 2020, and 116 in 2021. Now, 2021 just started, and he pardoned 116 people. Let's talk about it. Now, what do you think about all the people that Donald Trump has pardoned?
I mean, historically, like, the presidential pardons always come with some that are, like, controversial. But I guess according to some of the reports, Donald Trump is charging like $2 million. $2 million get you a pardon.
Yeah, but so that's what they say. Money solves everything.
Yeah.
Money solves everything.
You would think with him currently going through a trial for impeachment,
mm-hmm.
he would try to fly under the radar a little bit, but boy, Donnie doesn't care, man.
But he's going to do whatever he can for himself,
and
for his community or his charity, I would say, or whomever.
For himself,
for
That's
whomever.
all for him.
Well, where does the money go?
It's going to him.
Really?
Yeah, these are supposed to be donations, and they're alleged
to him.
Come on.
It's funny because
it's Donald Trump we talking about.
Yeah, it's funny because most of the people that get pardoned are people who are in a political position, politicians, and they say they're non-criminal crimes. They're victimless crimes as far as embezzlement, drug offenses. But there is a victim in everything.
Yeah, there's definitely victims, regardless if you doing white collar crime or whatever. Like, you got all these guys who've done all kind of fraud, insurance fraud, Ponzi schemes, all this kind of stuff, and they deserve to serve out those years.
Yeah.
They deserve to serve those years just like any drug dealer or any violent offender deserves to serve out their time too.
But
there's one dude he pardoned, I think his name is Shalom Weiss.
Okay.
And he got 835 years.
Yes, I did see that.
If somebody got 835 years, I'm pretty sure they deserved it. And I saw what he did. It was like some insurance fraud. And
the guy only served 18 years.
Yeah, let the man do his time. I think
in a case like that, would you prefer the judge to say life or you got 838 years?
That's always funny. Like, after I'm gonna be out in 835. Don't worry, man. I'll see y'all. Maybe 700 with good behavior. I'll be out. Like,
that's crazy.
I've never understood that. It's always been funny.
That's
to me.
But you know what they say? It's not what you know, but who you know. In this case, because they're politicians, they know the person who was in a position, whether it is that governor or that president, to get them out.
Yeah, from what I've been hearing, Giuliani's been like the gatekeeper on this whole $2 million operation. So,
but that's crazy though. If you got $2 million, you getting out of jail free
yeah,
card.
And
like this is human monopoly.
Yes, and if you get 100 people to give you $2 million, that's $200 million. Like,
oh my God! And then that's my. I have no idea, but I want to know where that money's going.
I'm sure the bulk of it is going to Donald Trump. So I have a problem with some of the pardons he gave out. Like
absolutely.
Steve Bannon. That one is a little. It's not a little confusing because he had Steve Bannon in his cabinet early when he first became president.
Yes.
He's got a lot of people who've got questionable ideologies and backgrounds with as far as like right wing. White nationalism and stuff like that. But this dude, Steve Bannon, was allegedly stealing funds that was supposed to be going to like the border wall. And you pardon him. Your whole campaign was this border wall.
Yes. Your whole campaign was about putting up a wall.
So it's just for me, that's just another slap in the face for all the people who are Trump supporters to see that this man didn't care about you.
No,
and
not at all.
And they go hard for him. They still going hard for him. And it's like, dude, he's trying to. He doesn't care about you people at all whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
You are just enabling him to be able to make the moves that he's been wanting to make this whole time, and y'all are backing him up, storming the Capitol on his behalf. Like this is nuts.
I don't want to veer too far off the topic, but a lot of people were upset the day that Biden got sworn into office because gas went up 30 cents already. So people were saying, yeah, if Trump was still in office, it would never been like that. Trump was still in office, it would never been like that. So the people who are Trump supporters, they're living it and they're saying, listen, yeah, see, now you guys are going to have to pay. Now you guys are going to have to pay because Trump, my president, not my president, but the supporters are saying Trump, my president, would have never did this.
Yeah, there's always going to be give and take. Some presidents are going to, give you a little bit more that you can see up front while they're doing a little bit more that you don't see on the backside. So there's always going to be that with any president, None of them are perfect. And honestly, I don't believe none of them truly serve the American people. They're all serving their own agendas.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day,
because even when we vote for a president, we vote for which president is going to benefit us and our families the most.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure they're going to do the same thing for themselves and their family.
And even if they do truly have our best interests at heart, you got to control the Senate. You got to control the House. You got to have everything aligned for you to really be able to push your political agendas forward. So anyway, back to the pardon list.
Now, if you get pardoned, it's because you have committed or you've been charged with a federal offense. It's not state, it's not local, it's a federal offense. Now, it doesn't mean that a person is innocent, but it will allow a person to hold the state or local position, possess a firearm, prevent deportation, or sit on a jury. And positions can't be held, to pardon. Now, that's crazy because you could still hold a position of office, but yet you just got pardoned because you committed a crime in that position of office. So you could get rehired.
Yep. So essentially a get out of jail free card plus forget everything that you were charged with. It just wipes the slate clean for you.
That's you could get rehired. So you could fire me, get charged, and then rehire me.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. You see, Lil Wayne.
Yes.
Lil Wayne pled guilty immediately. Immediately.
Now, talking about the Lil Wayne situation, you and I, we had this conversation off air as far as would you support Trump in that sense if you know that he's going to pardon you?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Now, my question to you is, would you support Trump?
No.
Why not?
If I had $2 million and that's what it cost me, I would give him the $2 million. I would do it begrudgingly. I would be holding on to that check while trying to rip it from my hands, but I would give him the $2 million. Am I about to put on that red hat
But that's what he wants you to do. That's what Wayne did.
None of that's gonna happen for me. I can't do it.
So you're gonna go to jail and you're gonna serve time. You're gonna serve 838 years in jail just because you don't want to wear a hat.
Hey, is there somebody I can snitch on instead? That seems to be what's cool these days, right? But no, but seriously, no. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go through my 835 and hope Biden get me on the next round of pardons or something because I can't. I'm sorry.
But even if it's for your life, that's crazy.
I'm not doing it.
I would.
There's certain things I can't. I wouldn't.
Look, red is my favorite color, so I'm rocking a red hat. I'm rocking the red hat, man. I'm rocking the red hat. I'm rocking the sweater. I'm at the campaign. I'm frontline picketing.
Frontline?
Yeah,
No
I'm in
way.
front line.
And you realize what happens after this dude loses now. All those people who were supporting him, all those famous people, effectively canceled in this culture today.
Okay,
Because
it's
people
for
ain't gonna
show, though.
But nobody gonna let you forget.
It's for.
They're not gonna let you
But
forget.
you got to understand, the man did it for his life. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do what's best for me and my family.
No, but remember,
10 years is a lot of
Lil
time.
Wayne did that before he got arrested.
But he already knew.
he already knew he was gonna fuck up.
He knew that he was going down because the clause was that he couldn't possess any firearms, and he did. So he already knew he was going to get served.
He knew it was just a matter of time before
Yeah.
he got caught with a
Before
gun.
he get charged and convicted.
Or he could just stop carrying guns and it wouldn't have happened.
Well, in that sense, I was thinking the same thing because I don't know why he's carrying his own weapons.
You a multi-millionaire, dude. Your security should be armed.
Yes. He was on a private jet. He was on a private jet and he had weapons. That's the same thing that happened with what's this guy? Kodak Black, where he lied so he could purchase on form so he could purchase firearms. 3 firearms. Why?
Because he's a felon. And it's like, what you need to go, like, just pay security, man. Buy 5 less chains and get yourself some security with that money.
Yo, preach.
Like, come on. And my thing, so you know what? Let's speak about Kodak Black a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at him being out of prison. I don't want to see any more black men in bondage unless they, you know, some real monsters that belong there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad he's out. But let's be honest. You giving this man a pardon.
Mm-hmm.
You know he's going right back in. That's what his history shows.
Yeah.
He don't give a damn about no freedom. Whatever demons that young man got, he doesn't allow him to enjoy his success very long.
But you know you can't get pardoned twice. So they know that,
hopefully,
you going down.
I mean, I'm hoping that he stays out.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's a lesson learned.
He gets arrested for the dumbest shit.
It's a lesson learned.
I hope so. I truly hope so. Stay out of prison. Please stay out of prison.
It's a lesson learned.
Make some music. I miss Kodak's music.
Do you really?
Yeah, I like Kodak. I'm a fan.
Nah, you can keep it.
I'm a fan.
So in addition to that, talking off air, although it is, you know, people who get pardoned are criminals of you know, who commit felony crimes, I should say, people who commit felony crimes. But we also did talk about it, just what if off the air. And we talked about Bill Cosby. Should Bill Cosby be pardoned because of his legacy, who he is, and also his age?
No.
If he was able to, he cannot because it's not a federal. But if he was able to,
I would say no. He doesn't deserve to be pardoned because of those things. I think he deserves to be pardoned because I don't necessarily believe he did all the stuff they say he did. I think there were other reasons why he was convicted. However, is his past shady? Is some of those things shady? No. So, you know, I can't.
It is shady.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's definitely some shady shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's some shady shit there, and I can't. You know, there's things you can't just overlook. But I don't believe he was out there like really drugging and raping women. I don't think that's what was going on.
I saw the documentary. I believe it. And the reason why I believe it is because each woman that he took under his wing specified specifically what he did in detail.
They could be lying.
In detail.
It could be all about the money.
But
like,
it's different.
Those kids who did the
what money?
Michael Jackson.
What money?
Money from him.
Why would you expose yourself to shame, global shame, to lie?
It's to make money.
Nah.
The same reason somebody would put on a Donald Trump hat. It's to make money.
No, they put on a Donald Trump hat because they support him.
Who's
putting on a Donald Trump hat to support him?
They don't put on a Donald Trump hat because they really believe in him. They putting on a Donald Trump hat because they know what kind of impact it can have for them. His followers.
Yes.
Will follow you. Like, look what they did for the My Pillow guy. Everybody was talking when he gave his speech. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna go buy some My Pillow." Now look at that motherfucker. Now that Donald Trump lost, he's getting canceled. He's losing his deals with people, and he's scared that his business is gonna.
Who My Pillow guy?
Yeah,
really.
I just saw an article the other day. He's crying. He's like, "They're trying to cancel me." He's losing all kind of distribution deals and stuff. So.
Wow. All because he supported Trump?
All because he supported Trump. So I could definitely see a correlation with those with people lying. I'm not saying like he didn't do anything crazy, because the reason Bill Cosby was convicted was mainly because of his own testimony, because he said that while he wasn't drugging women to have sex with them, they were doing drugs together and then having sex, which essentially can be, turned to look like the same thing. So that's why I say
the script.
Yeah, that's why I say I don't believe like he's 100% innocent of everything. I believe there's probably some creep shit there that was going on.
I believe
but I don't necessarily believe he was like doing what the dude from the Saints was doing, like drugging these women, knocking them out, and having sex with them. I just think he was on some weirdo shit.
Well, that's what they said. When he was the biggest star at the time. So when you're a star, you have ego that's involved. You have money. So if somebody denies you, it's like, do you know who you're talking to? Do you know who you're talking to?
I don't think
Bill
any
Cosby.
of those.
Who,
I don't think
you know
any of those women denied him. I just think he wanted it his way, and he liked
That's
to
the
be.
difference.
I think he liked to be fucked up while they fuck, and he wants her to be fucked up too. And then sometimes these women probably woke up the next day like, yo, I don't feel too good about what just happened here. So.
He was doing it himself.
That's why I don't think he should just be pardoned for it. Because I did some research on Bill Cosby, and there was like these same type of allegations dating back to the 60s on him. So who knows what, he could be a damn monster for all we know. I hope not. Like on some real shit, Bill Cosby, The Cosby Show raised our generation. You know what I'm saying? Like we grew up watching that, learning moral values, seeing a full black family, successful family structure, things that we don't get to see a lot on TV. So, I respect a lot of things he did. So I didn't want any of that shit to be true. But if it is, then he's right where he belongs.
Now, they say that certain crimes that people get pardoned for are victimless crimes. Now, there's a gentleman by the name of Kenneth Curson. You ever heard of Kenneth Curson?
Mm-mm.
Now, he is one of the people that Trump pardoned. And he was charged last October with cyber stalking during the heated divorce. So he was cyber stalking his ex-wife during the heated divorce. He got pardoned. Imagine how his ex-wife feels.
Exactly.
Imagine how she feels.
Imagine if she ends up hurt or dead now.
Exactly. She's terrified. She's terrified. She thinks that, you know what? I don't have to deal with this guy for X amount of years. I'm never going to see this guy again. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know the full story on it. I don't know if they have children or not, but just the fact that there is a victim involved. You're re-victimizing the victim.
Mm-hmm.
You're re-victimizing the victim.
And this is the problem. This is the problem. This is the Donald Trump problem. Like, this is the Donald Trump effect. Essentially, is like, you show me support, I will overlook all the things you've done. Because that's just another example of a person who doesn't deserve to be pardoned.
Mm-hmm.
He pardoned a lot of people that did white-collar crimes like we discussed, and also a lot of corruption, a lot of politicians or people in positions of power who were doing corrupt shit, taking money for different things.
Yeah, and other politicians supported them.
Yeah, yep. And then there's this problem in the I've been watching these all the different news channels a lot lately. And there's a problem that exists right now in the Republican Party because they're afraid to denounce Donald Trump because of his power to generate followers. Mm-hmm. And they're afraid that if they say, I don't support Trump and anything he says or does or whatever, they're afraid next election, whenever they need some votes, they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. He's going to have some platform, even though his platforms have been taken from him.
Yeah.
You haven't heard nothing from this man. They were talking about how, like, it's the first time they saw him in, like, 6 days or whatever when he left in the helicopter. Uh-huh. And, like, he's been hiding out. But I'm, like, he's probably sitting in the house bored. Like, I can't tweet. I can't do nothing. They took everything from him.
Yeah. Next month, he's supposed to. That's when the impeachment.
Yeah, the trial's going to start. Yep. So he's got a lot of things on his mind right now.
I'm sure. I'm sure. It's not home free home for him. It's not home free home.
But yeah, they're afraid that he still has power. He could still put out a speech and say like, oh, such and such politician doesn't support me, stop supporting them, don't vote for them, and his people really gonna follow it.
They would.
So a lot of these Republicans are scared, and they were like, yo, you guys need to realize, for democracy to work, we do need two parties at least here, and it can't be the Democrats versus the Donald Trump party. Like, it's supposed to be the Republican party. So we'll see. I'm not that optimistic that he's going to be found guilty in the impeachment trial. I think they'll get all the Democrat votes they need. I don't think they're going to get the 17 Republican votes that they need.
I think they got 6.
Yeah, they got people who said that they'll vote, but I think it's going to be tough for them to get the full amount of Republicans they need.
you have to for them to get the Republican vote. I feel like they got to look outside the box because it's just like religion. It's like the parties, the political parties are just like religion. Like you're one sided, your tunnel vision. Where I'm Christian, I only see things the Christianity way, and I'm Democrat, I only see things the Democratic way and Republican way. No, you got to look outside the box. That's why I firm believer of independent. I don't believe in no party. I believe in what's best for me and what's best for my family. Now, we also talk about people that's partying. Now, Funk Flex, he also went on and he spoke about it also along with academics. They also mentioned it.
Fuck academics for the record.
As far as Desiree Perez,
never liked that dude.
You know, she was arrested in '94 for drug possession, and in '98 for grand larceny and possession of a firearm. And in 2009, she was named the CEO of Roc Nation, the entertainment company founded by rapper turned mogul Jay-Z. Now, a lot of people had some issues with that, as far as her being pardoned. Do you have an issue with that?
I mean, it's kind of weird her getting pardoned now after, you know, she's already been convicted and.
But that's what you had to be either convicted or charged.
Snitched but I mean, she's free. Like she's been free like for a long time. So it's a little weird, but
but just the benefits that come with it. That's why.
Yeah, I guess it. She snitched
to be able to vote again, to be able to sit at a jury again, get a job.
Her I don't know. The specifics of her case are weird. She was involved with some people, pretty much like dropped dime on them, told everything, and that's why I guess she's out today. I question a lot of the she snitched stuff because she's out in public and ain't nobody tried to kill her. Like she allegedly like snitched on like a drug ring. It's weird. I don't know.
But if she's out good, you bring her name back up. Yeah, I think that would throw fire on her if you bring her name back up.
I mean, they brought it. Yeah, like people. Flex was talking. Flex is I don't like Funk Master Flex. I don't like Funk Master Flex. He's so corny.
I'm a fan.
I don't like. My thing is this. You got this platform where everybody listens to you. All these rappers and people that you end up in beefs with, right? You can bring them on and you can talk right there. You want ratings? Those would get you more ratings than talking shit about Jay-Z. Would be talking to him right there on the radio.
But Jay-Z doesn't do interviews.
He used to do interviews. He don't do them now because he don't need to. He's not in the limelight like that. But like it's corny how he did. Like he was going at Drake after the ghostwriting stuff came out. Then the last week or whatever, he's saying that Drake is better than Jay-Z, but he doesn't write his own stuff. But he's like you was just talking shit about Drake. I don't understand Funk Master Flex, so I don't know what his angles are. If he's trying to get listeners or what it is, why he does it the way he does. But if I was him and I had these what seemed like personal vendettas with people, I would hash that shit out right there on the radio. They could say whatever they want to me, and we gonna get these ratings. And I don't need to be sitting there talking about no other man like a little bitch all the time.
Now going back to pardon people. Today is what? The 23rd of January. And in this month, Donald Trump has pardoned 116 people. Do you think there should be a limit on how many people you can pardon during your presidency?
No, I don't think there should be a limit, but
that's a lot.
I think there should be some.
You knew you was about to leave office, and hey, 116 people just free.
Yeah, I don't think if maybe 116 people needed to be set free. Like there's prison reform is needed in this country, so I don't think there should be a limit, but I think there should be some type of criteria for who can be pardoned and who can't. Like, these people who are convicted of these quote unquote victimless crimes, like you said, these white collar money fraud and things like that. No, they're victims. People lost money.
Yes.
They're hurting somebody.
Taxes are not getting paid. Which affects the neighborhoods,
unless
affects
they
the roads, affects
unless
the
they're
streets,
just stealing it from big
schools.
business, then I don't got no problem with it. But you taking people's investments and you taking their life savings sometimes, and you screwing them over. So they need to serve out their sentence the same way a dude who was moving 50 kilos of coke and got caught, he needs to serve out his sentence too. Like. That's just how I think. That's what I think. But a lot of these, we do have situations where people are set up, or they are accused of rape and they didn't do it or whatever it is the crime was, they aren't as guilty or guilty at all, and they need to be let out.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's a whole different case because just because you got pardoned doesn't mean that you're innocent. So you could have committed a crime. You know, you could be found guilty.
Guilty people don't deserve to be pardoned, in my opinion, unless they were over sentenced.
But then that's the thing, though. So if you feel it like that way, then you have to go back to court because innocent people aren't in behind bars.
Yes, they are.
Innocent people aren't. No, what I'm saying is that there are a lot of innocent people incarcerated, but they not saying, "Hey, how you doing? I'm innocent. I'm innocent."
They are. They try.
Yes.
They get their appeals, and their appeals get denied, and they try to take it up to the Supreme Court, and it gets denied. And
but there's a reason. But somebody found them guilty, is what I'm saying. So you're saying that you shouldn't do guilty people. You shouldn't pardon guilty people.
I'm talking in situations where they can take a look at the situation, review the whole case, and be like, "Oh yeah, this is something that somebody deserves to get out for this."
There's damn, man, I was just watching it. There's a Netflix special for Trial 4. It's a documentary series about a gentleman in Massachusetts who was convicted of killing a cop. I believe it was back in the 80s or the early 90s. I watched it not too long ago. I believe it. I believe it was the 80s or the 90s. And they tried him 3 times. 3 times. They couldn't get him the first time. So they said, you know what? We're going to do it again. Retrial. They couldn't get him the second time. Retrial. They got him the 4th time. The same, different jury, but the same judge. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
The same judge. Now, he spends, I want to say, 20 plus years incarcerated. 20 plus years in prison. And he finally got with a lawyer. And the lawyer helped him out, and that's why it's called Trial 4 because they was going to go to another trial. The new DA got him off, so they didn't have to go back to trial. So thank God. But in a case like that,
what did you remember? What they got him off for?
They just wasn't going to try it. They dismissed the case. But that's a person that I would say I would pardon if he was still incarcerated.
Yeah,
that's the person I would say I would pardon because that whole entire conviction. There was a lot of shakiness going on.
Yeah.
There was the officers that were a part of that were criminals themselves. They were criminals themselves. So he's somebody that I will pardon.
Yeah.
He's somebody that I will pardon.
Yeah, definitely those types of cases. And there's a lot of cases like that where, it was some combination of the police, the district attorneys.
But the surefire determination to get him.
Yep.
That was mind blowing.
It's like the 50 Cent show for life.
Yes.
About the dude who he was convicted of being a drug kingpin and he had nothing to do with it and was fighting for like 10 years or whatever while he's locked up and becomes a lawyer and gets himself off and proves that there was all this corruption with the DA, the police that were involved, everybody. And he gets off, but it's like all those years he lost. All them presidents that could have pardoned him,
yes.
So I feel like there should be a better process, some type of commission that is looking for these type of people, not freaking Kim Kardashian going to meet with Donald Trump and then saying, "Oh yeah, I helped create prison reform." No, like there's so much work that needs to be done. The prison system is built to work the way that it is currently working. So really, it just needs to be stripped down and rebuilt.
Oh man, you just said a whole lot.
That's a whole nother conversation.
You just said the whole. You 100% right. You said a whole lot. But will that ever happen?
It can. It definitely can.
Will that ever happen?
I'm more optimistic now than I've ever been, but
about
that the fact that kind of change can happen. The problem that will always exist is that you've got these political structures in place currently that are just prevent any kind of progress from really being made. Like, if Biden won, right? If he had won, but the Republicans held on to the Senate, it wouldn't have mattered. Nothing would matter. Like, it's the fact that you got to play that type of game when it comes to politics, and it's literally really not about the people. When we vote you in, that's what makes me not fully believe that all these kind of reform that needs to happen is going to happen. But the fact that young people's voices are so involved now, that leaves me optimistic, because I believe we're in a generation of change now, and these kids who are growing up into adults know how to change shit. Hopefully. They know how to use their voices, at least right now. So that leaves me optimistic. But other than that, I don't know about trusting the old white men that are running shit now.
Hopefully. Well, they say it's an all boys club. It's an all boys club. So
they're too out of touch.
Yeah. So if you're not a part of it, then you're against us. And there's a lot of unity amongst them when they do commit crimes or when they do things that they aren't supposed to do.
It's a fact. Look at Donald Trump's. Look at how many people from his cabinet, how many associates he had within the first 2 years in office that went to jail, went to prison, were convicted,
or even resigned. Yes,
resigning, and he makes sure all of them are free men right now. I mean, he looked out for his people. I can't knock him there.
But wouldn't you look out for your boy?
Yeah, of course, of course, can't knock him there. But those dudes definitely deserve to do their sentences.
Yes. But that's the crazy thing, because it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's a fact.
It's not what you know, it's who you know. And guess what? I know the men in the highest position in the United States, the president.
So say, yeah, Your Honor, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Lock me up right now.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll be out tomorrow.
I'll be out tomorrow.
Because I'm going to make a phone call. I'll be out tomorrow.
Yep. Whatever it is they say I did. I did it all.
Because I know he's going to get me out. Now, would you be walking around on pins and needles if you were a criminal and you got pardoned once? Because you can't get pardoned twice. So would you be walking around on pins and needles? Would you really shape and change your life?
The mindset that I've always had in my life, I always believed that if I ever went to prison, I would never go back, because you're supposed to learn while you're in there.
Yes.
I never wanted to be like a career criminal. And one time I got arrested, I said, I'm not going to get arrested again. And, by the grace of God, I never did.
That's good. That's definitely good, keeping a black man out of prison. Facts. That's definitely good. Keeping any person,
God,
any person out of prison.
There, God, thank you.
Yeah.
If you're out there. But yeah, I don't. There's so many. I don't know. Like it's tough, because I know so many people who come from where we come from.
Yes.
Who come out, get arrested, come out, get arrested, come out. And it's like you want to ask them, like, damn, bro, when you gonna stop doing this shit? Like, you got kids now. You don't.
It's funny you mentioned that,
but
because
a lot of them don't know anything else other than what they were doing to get put in there anyway. So it's like, what is prison supposed to be? Is it supposed to reform you and teach you to go a different way? Or are you supposed to go in there and just be ruined by that prison industrial complex and feel like when I'm in here, I just gotta be a wild animal and do more shit to get me more time while I'm in here. Then I come out and I got street cred and I don't have any skills except how to turn cocaine into crack. Yeah. Like, what are they learning? It feels like it just makes people worse. It makes people's situations worse.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this situation, because I don't necessarily believe in prison reform. And the reason why I say that is because you got a drug addict that goes to prison. They still have drugs in prison. But let's just say that there aren't drugs in prison. Could you really say that this person is clean? Because they've never been tempted. You know that you're clean when you're tempted. You know, like, I got a crack rock right in front of me and I'm not going to use it. But prison just takes you away from it in totality.
In reality, it doesn't, though. Because you can still get that shit.
Yeah, you can get it there.
Which is fucking crazy, because it ain't the prisoners bringing it in.
So what's the purpose?
Like, what's going on here?
No, the prisoners not bringing it. It's the visitors, and then you got the guards who are bringing it in. You got the visitors and the guards who's bringing in the contraband. So in that case, what do you do? What do you do? Because they're about to break up Rikers Island. They're about to break up Rikers Island. They said they're going to put little jails within the 5 boroughs. Here, there. But in all reality, I don't think that helps because you're still going to have the same people, just separated.
Yeah.
You're still going to have the same people. So if I'm a badass with you, I'm still going to be a badass by myself.
Exactly.
If I'm really, really a badass.
Yeah, the problem is they're not taking their time with these prisoners to teach them anything. They're putting them in a situation that's making them worse.
Just taking them
and
away.
They're going to come right back to it. So they're counting on you coming back to prison and giving them some more basically free labor. And, that's just fucked up because all these prisons used to be called like it used to always have like rehabilitation in the title.
Yes.
And there's no rehabilitation going in there. You taking somebody who might have been on the verge of being a monster and turning them into a full monster because they in there fighting for their life. If you go into prison and you're in a gang and they know you're in a gang and now you're going there hoping like, all right, I'm gonna have the protection of my gang. You going in there to do some wild shit, whatever your fucking gang tells you to do.
Or you're going to be a victim.
Exactly. Like, this ain't regular, I'm getting dressed and we put my gang flag in, go outside in these streets. No, motherfucker, you going into what could be your last day because of a stabbing match. Like, yo.
But even then, because, like, prison reform, like, we talked about that, because I'm a civilian. I've never been committed a crime or nothing. I'm not talking about me, but I'm just talking about a person. Never committed a crime or anything like that. But to survive, they go to prison, they join a gang. Where's the reform in that? There's no reform.
Because especially if you brand new to this, oh my God, you're going to put some work in this prison. We about to send you to stab everybody that needed to get stabbed last week.
I got a question for you. And we talking about the prison reform. I got a question for you. What's the difference between a lion in the jungle and a lion in the zoo? Nothing. You might behave a little different, but yet you still got that same raw in you.
Yep.
You still got that same heart. You still that same beast.
It's true. Because if anybody fall in that lion enclosure,
exactly,
you're going to see the lion do some lion shit.
You got one that's, listen, don't you come between 6 feet of me. Social distance. Don't come. Because I'm gonna tear your ass up. I'm gonna bite the shit out you. And then on the other end, hey, I'm gonna dance on this ball for you and stuff like that. I'm gonna jump around, but at the same time, still don't mess with me. Yeah. And that's exactly what prison is. I'm gonna try to stay cool, but don't mess with me. Because if you mess with me, I'm gonna bite you.
That made me think of them lions in the circus that bite the handler randomly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you wonder what that motherfucker did. That lion he remembered in that instant. I remember when you hit me with that whip, motherfucker.
He's a lion.
Exactly.
He's a lion. Like I'm not an animal guy. I'm not an animal guy. You know why? Because I don't understand what they're saying. I don't understand what they're trying to tell me. They don't fully understand me. I know people would agree with that who are dog lovers and cat lovers and animal lovers, but no, not for me. Because that dog could easily turn around and just bite me one day.
It's true.
That dog could easily turn around and do something. I got chased by a dog. Thank God the owner called this dog back. He listened that day. But me, I probably have that dislike, I would say, to own a dog for that reason, because I got chased. But no, there's no difference between a lion in the jungle and a lion in the zoo. Very slight difference in performance, but it still got that same heart.
Yeah, the only difference is where they live. That's really it.
They still got that same heart.
Yep.
They still got that same heart. Do you think they should get rid of pardon people?
No, I don't think they should get rid of it. I just think there needs to be a better process on choosing who gets pardoned. And for sure, if Donald Trump is really taking $2 million donations for pardons, like that shit needs to be investigated.
Absolutely.
That's another thing that needs to be, another charge needs to be slapped on him, because that shit has to be illegal.
Because if you pardon somebody, should it be free?
I mean, it should, and it shouldn't be based on the fact that they could give you $2 million. Like, that's crazy. That doesn't determine somebody's fucking innocent.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers might have that $2 million because he stole $200 million, and that's why he's doing 835 years.
Yeah.
Like, come on, that shit just shows you there's two different justice systems in America, man. There's one for us and there's one for them, and the one for us guarantees that we're going to do time no matter what the crime was. And for them, can you pay it? all right.
Because
You
in
know,
that case,
we'll look the other way.
yeah. Because in that case, what if I don't have $2 million?
Mm-hmm.
What if I don't have $2 million? Not listen. You commit the crime, you gotta do the time. Understand? You commit the crime, you gotta do the time. But if you're letting people off, and I'm eligible for it, but guess what? I'm not granted it because I don't have the $2 million. What the hell?
Yep.
I'm gonna be in prison, pissed. I'm gonna be in prison, pissed. I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna want to hurt somebody.
It's true.
I'm gonna want to hurt somebody because it's like,
man.
yo, I could get out today, but I ain't got the funds.
Yep.
I could get out today, but I ain't got the money.
That's the only reason I can't get out. That's the other thing they doing with the bail reform, because that's fucked up too. The bail system is fucked up. Like there's so many. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm not optimistic about the fucking prison reform at all, because there's so many things that need to be fixed, and they know it's wrong, and it's never going to really change. And until I see it change, I'm going to say it's never going to happen, because yeah, that just reminds me of a whole nother.
But
thing.
the way it is in New York, everybody's getting a disappearance ticket. Everybody's getting a DAT. You get a disappearance ticket. You know, if you commit a crime that's not a felony or misdemeanors. So. And you know, all felonies, some misdemeanors if it's you know, husband and wife, if it's domestic. But other than that, you slap on the wrist and you going home. You going home.
Do you feel states should be allowed to individually, you know, make their laws, or do you think everything should follow like federal guidelines? Do you think like it should be standard across all 50 states?
No.
Or you think it should be?
Yeah, I think it should be individually state. Yeah, I think it should be individual. Yes, because you got a different population, you know, different economic system. So I think that the rules are different. You're going to charge me financially. You're going to charge me something that another state can't afford. So no, I think each state should be charged individually as far as, you know, crimes. Now, I don't understand it how it's different between the boroughs, where it's all under one state. That part I don't understand. Different counties, different boroughs within the city, they charge differently. But yes, we all under one state. That part I don't understand. I think it should all be the same. But it's I don't think there's a such thing as a victimless crime though.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Because either way, somebody has to pay the price.
Yeah.
You know, if you punch me, I'm a victim.
I mean, the only time I see a
money from
victimless
me,
crime is if you steal from a corporation. Then I don't see no victim there. But
there is a victim in that.
Who, the corporation?
Yes.
Fuck them. I don't
because
care
what they're
about
going to
them.
use the money for?
They do nothing but steal people's money anyway, so I don't care about them. But as far as like anything other than that, yes, I think there's a victim involved.
A lot of people who were pardoned, like I said before, a lot of people who were pardoned are politicians, and most of it was for money. Most of it was for money. So you taking money away from people.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be a victim. Because the money's used for something.
Yeah, you know, Trump is just like, I need these people help me hide money. They help me steal money. They help me do all kinds of shit. So I got to help them now.
Because money's meant to be spent.
You know, so he's going to make sure those people are safe because they're probably helping him hide money. You know how much money Trump owes to so many different people. Mm-hmm. He just raised at least $200 million. So... Yo,
should there be like, all right, now you said that there shouldn't be a limit on how many people you can pardon, correct? Should you be allowed to pardon people that you know?
Yes, but I just think there needs to be a better, like, it can't just be the president said so, now you're out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that because, like, as we see, he can pardon anybody he wants.
Correct.
And like, people just got to be deserving of it to me. Like, you know, there was some fishy with your case that you were sentenced to 50 years when you should have got 20, you know, something like that. But not just like, definitely not you were able to raise $2 million to give me, and definitely not just because the president says so. Like, there has to be something there. There has to be some reason this person is getting pardoned other than just knowing the president. That's not fair.
Yeah. If you get pardoned, should you at least do some type of time? Meaning, if you get pardoned, for 20 years. Should you at least do 2 and then get pardoned?
I feel like you should just be released from prison and not have everything wiped clean. I think everything should stand how it was. You were convicted of this.
Yeah, because everything is wiped clean.
Yeah, I feel like I don't think it should be like that. You should. I think it's like you got out of prison, we let you out. That's it. You still got this record. You know, you're a criminal. You were found guilty, unless it's those situations where someone was not. You know, and they got to reverse that. But if you were really convicted of a crime, no, this is the problem. Like, there can't be 2 different standards. People have to be held accountable for what they did. And sorry, a part of being a criminal is having a criminal record, and you're gonna have to navigate life with that.
That makes sense.
You know, like this is this is what you learn as a kid. You do something wrong, and you there's a penalty for it. So the point of prison is supposed to be you went there, you learned your lesson, and you didn't do it again.
Yes.
You know, so you're not supposed to come back out and do the same thing. But obviously, we know that doesn't really work out like that. So.
Do you think the prison system will ever get better?
Nah, man, I don't think so. I'm not.
We
optimistic
both disagreed with the prison reform. What can we do as a country?
The only thing we can do is start holding these politicians accountable. That's it. We got to stop voting for Democrats because we're Democrats. We got to stop. Republicans got to stop voting for Republicans because we're Republicans. Like, you got to stop that. That shit has to stop. You got to start listening to what these people stand for. And this whole party loyalty shit is stupid.
Exactly, 100%.
Like, Mitch McConnell proved that to all you idiots in Kentucky that voted for him, that got screwed, and now you got $600 that didn't help you much. You helped that situation happen. So, like, that's a prime example. You got to stop. Start listening to what they're talking about and stop looking at the color under their name. Like, that shit.
Yeah, basically.
that shit don't mean nothing for you. Like, come on, man.
Do you think people voted for Biden because they wanted another stimulus check? I would say some people did.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say some people did.
Because people were just out here like, oh, vote blue, vote blue, vote blue. And it's like, yo, look, you got to look at the past. Blue ain't done shit for us.
Yeah.
Like, so don't just tell me vote blue because we got to get Donald Trump's evil out of office. Like,
that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
Put Biden in just to get Trump out.
They're like the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, even if you disagree with them.
It was just like with Hillary.
We just don't want him.
Yeah, it was like when Hillary was running. I'm like, yo, I'm not voting for her. She is fucking evil. Like, I'm good. I'm not voting for her. Like, I don't want to vote for Trump either. So it's like, what do we do in that situation? But it's like, y'all don't want to give us the real candidate that I wanted was Bernie both times. I would have voted for Bernie both times.
Do you see the Bernie memes going on right
Bernie
now?
Bernie memes they're actually
classic.
No, at this point, I don't want to see them anymore. They did beat that shit to death in 2 days. My God. I saw one with him with Wu-Tang today. That one I liked. But, oh, my God. The Bernie
I didn't see that one. I saw the one with the UFC.
Yeah,
did you see
that one I like. Actually,
that was clever.
I put that as my background on Facebook.
That was pretty clever, man.
Like
that one, man.
But
that was
they've been going crazy with the Bernie.
Did you watch the inauguration?
Bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
I was working, winding down these last couple weeks of work. I was working and kind of looking at it a little bit, but not really.
I definitely watched it. Well, I didn't watch all of it, but I definitely took a glimpse of it because it is a day in history, with Kamala Harris, being the vice president. It is a big day in history. So I definitely wanted to partake in it and witness it as well, too. It's a very big day. And it was a little different watching it. There was no big crowd there.
There was no crowd.
You saw people wanted to.
Friends and family.
They celebrated, but you see they couldn't really celebrate how they wanted to because they couldn't hug, they couldn't kiss.
It's a sad day in this country when the inauguration has to be limited to friends and family. Not because of COVID.
Not even supporters.
Not because of COVID. Because motherfuckers were trying to rush the Capitol. Like,
yeah. Well, combination of COVID, but yes.
I mean, they would still have people out there. They would probably just made them socially distanced. But there's nothing now because they're like, they're afraid something's gonna happen. Something still's gonna happen. I think.
I think the world will always be divided when we have two parties.
Yeah, but you got to have two parties because you can't have a dictatorship. But
Oh, of course not. But
the problem is,
for that reason, we're always going to have.
We don't hold the politicians accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be able to impeach them. We shouldn't have to go through damn trial with the. We should be able to vote them out. We voted you in, we gonna vote you out because you're doing horribly. You got to have there has to be a reason, but that's how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be the voice, but you got to.
Because holding a position of office is what you could do for me.
Yeah.
It's what you could do for me.
You came here and campaigned and pitched yourself
and said
to
you're going to
us.
do all these different things, and you never did.
And you're not doing any of it, so we don't want you no more. You just as bad as the last one.
Now people are saying that he was good for the economy as far as unemployment rate is low, has been low for blacks, Latinos, men, women, up until COVID. And then at that point, people got laid off, people died, unfortunately. But people say he was good for the economy. What do you think?
No, because you can never know which president was really good for the economy because
that's what they said. It can
always be traced back.
From Barack.
Exactly. Barack is the only one who inherited some bullshit. Because when he became president, we just came off a war.
Yes.
Bush took us to war because of 9/11, allegedly because of 9/11. Another conversation. Yeah. But and Obama had to clean all that shit up. So, and I'm not some Obama apologist either because I don't like a lot of shit Obama did either. But so Obama had to clean up a lot of that shit. And as you started seeing the benefits of some of the stuff he did, of course, Donald Trump going to take credit for it. So, whatever. Like, what in reality, the country is more divided now than it has ever been in our lifetime.
Yes.
Like the last time the country was this divided, the Civil War was going to happen. Like
it's very.
Come on, like this. This is a powder keg right now. Like shit can really pop off. You got all these little militias popping up, then you got black militias popping up just because we feel we need to be defending ourselves right now. We literally people are marching with guns just to show like we have these guns. Yes. So
you take one step forward, two steps back.
Yeah, we literally on the brink right now. So.
One step forward, two steps back.
And I don't know if Joe can unify the people because I don't think the people want to be unified right now.
By him.
I don't think they want to be unified, period. Because if Trump would have won, it would have been even bigger divide right now.
The division would widen.
Yeah,
the division would widen.
His message to his supporters was so poisonous towards Democrats that I don't think they want to work together. Like It doesn't seem like it. So right now, I don't know.
I don't wish
about to exercise this dual citizenship. Go hide.
I don't wish death for anybody.
Where.
I don't wish death for anybody. But what if Biden does pass away? And Kamala does become the president.
That motherfucker's not alive now, man. He's like hardly. Listen, that's why I didn't want to vote for him. I was like, yo, I don't know if this dude can make it through a term, man.
Yeah.
So.
Especially with COVID, God forbid, anybody gets sick of that age, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it would be a crazy way to get the first female president, but
that would be.
I hope it doesn't happen.
I hope it doesn't happen either, but
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's always a possibility. I hope it doesn't happen.
My man be looking like they got to turn a crank in his back to get him
to just
wake
move.
up, just and then he just runs on that till it winds down. Because I don't know, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe was
it's a real nickname.
Very, very, very good nickname for him.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this show up. You guys heard the show, Inside Men, today. We talk about pardon. Unfortunately, Conrad couldn't be here with us today for personal issues. He and Kyrie Irving are on the same private jet somewhere. No, all seriousness. He couldn't be here with us today for personal issues, and we wish him nothing but the best. The great saying is not what you know, but who you know. And that most certainly applies to people getting pardoned by the President of the United States. So you may not have anything in this world. You may feel like you're all alone. But it's not what you know, but who you know. Sweet life. We out.